Don't mind the rain, it's bound to clear up again. For when the clouds go rolling by, a rainbow lights the sky, and all at one time there is sunshine. So don't complain, just always smile when it's raining. For life to have happy hours needs showers just like the flowers. Don't mind the rain. So don't complain, just always smile when it's raining. For life to have happy hours needs showers just like the flowers. Don't mind the rain.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Max, for that lovely song and important reminder. In these times, and especially this morning, we just have to wait for the sunshine and try not to mind the rain. Welcome to the First Unitarian Society of Milwaukee. My name is Kimberly Tomchuk Carlson. I am honored to serve as your Director of Religious Education and to welcome you to our online worship service today. At First Unitarian Society of Milwaukee, we welcome people of all genders, sexualities, ages, races, ethnicities, histories, and bodies. We welcome your heart, your mind, and your spirit. We welcome all you are carrying today and all your heart longs to set down. During the COVID-19 public health emergency, all First Church in-person activities have been postponed or moved online. Most Sundays we offer additional religious education programs, but as it is RE Sunday today, there will be no additional religious education. For more information about religious education, please find the link in your live stream chat now or in the RE Weekly updates. Sign up for that update to find out more about family ministry and religious education for children and youth. Join us for a virtual coffee hour this morning after service, where we chat in small groups on video conference. You can find the Zoom link meeting in the live stream chat or in the Friday e-announcements. Visitors and members are encouraged to connect and to bring your own coffee. We continue to accept protective masks for delivery to the jail and other facilities where there is a real need. If you have a sewing machine and thread and would like to make masks, Elizabeth Latini is assembling kits containing fabric, elastic, and instructions for up to 10 face masks. Please check your e-announcements for more details on how to coordinate delivery and pickup of the mask kits and the finished masks. Finally, please send us photos of your flowers for flower communion. It's coming up during the Sunday, July 7th, Flower Communion Worship Service, we will share your photos of flowers that you are virtually bringing to church. Please send original photos of the flowers you want to share with our community to Reverend Jennifer by June 2nd. Please join the ministers to connect and reflect this Thursday at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Zoom. Again, you can find the link in your e-announcements, and join Reverend Jennifer for Lunch with the Senior Minister on the Facebook Live, Monday between 12 and 12:30 on our First Church Facebook group. Please be sure to join our First Church Facebook group, as it is another good way to connect. Once again, I welcome you to our worship by inviting you to repeat the mission after me. We gather to nurture the spirit, engage the mind, and inspire action. Rather than a traditional story after our opening words today, I offer you the story of our religious education program this year in picture and song. First, though, our opening words. They come from Linda Marie. Emerging from a chrysalis. Stepping out of the imageable soup of all possibility, dissolved, evolved, being, not being, mutant change, permanent and irreversible. Reaching for the beauty with one hand, becoming the beauty with the other. Ideas regenerate and are born anew in the solid, empty center. But before the dream, before the emergence, even as the caterpillar with the chrysalis dissolves, losing the self it has always known, still it knows what it is to be. Let's now watch Reverend Jennifer and our beloved sanctuary light our flaming chalice, the symbol of Unitarian Universalism.
I got to tell you something important. You need to know. You're gonna be fine. They said the walls were there for protection. That used to be true. It's time to break through. Butterfly, you can try your bright wings. Let your colors fly. The chrysalis really is a fine thing till it's time to take the sky. It feels like it's all falling apart. What's happening? Unfurling. Where do you migrate? How do you get there? When it's time to go. You'll know. Butterfly, you can try your bright wings. Let your colors fly. A chrysalis really is a fine
I invite you into a meditative time. Please make yourself comfortable. Take a breath and another. We begin a time of meditation, followed by silence, followed by spirit of life. Dear spirit of light and love that is inside each and every one of us, help us now in this moment be fully here. Let us feel the spirit of life beating within our hearts, pulsing through our bodies and our minds. Take a moment. Feel your heartbeat. Notice your pulse keeping time. Let your breath fill you. We have chosen to make a space to commune with ourselves and each other. So let us pause. Let us listen to our hearts. Let us listen to our minds. We grieve for the suffering in our lives and in our neighbors' lives. We ask for courage while the world tries to make sense of the senseless. We ask for strength to find connection even with those who believe differently. Help us stay safe and find understanding with one another. May we remember also that life is full of great joy and grace. Let us count our many blessings as we celebrate today our children's growth. Help us recognize the sacred within ourselves and our beloved community. Amen. Shalom, and blessed be. Let us take a moment of silence together. Oh, even the spirit of life is a little choppy sometimes. This spring, our lives have unraveled in so many unexpected ways. The rituals that mark the completion of our church and school year have been upended. Yet transformation from kindergartner to first grader, from middle to high school, and from high school to adulthood continues. This RE Sunday, we embrace the process of transformation. Metamorphosis is often messy, yet life perseveres with new beginnings for our children and for our faith community. The teachers in our community help facilitate and witness the metamorphosis of our children in religious education. I have invited Mariah and Lindsay, our amazing staff who care for the youngest among us, and our 8th grade OWL teachers to help us honor and celebrate the change, growth, and loveliness of these young people. Our Whole Lives program, known as OWL, is offered annually to 8th graders and led by the capable and caring Deb Salas, our youth coordinator. OWL provides not only facts about anatomy, but helps participants to clarify their values, build interpersonal skills, and understand the spiritual, emotional, and social aspects of sexuality. So let's begin now inviting everyone to help us open the Wonder Box with Mariah and Lindsay as they congratulate our kindergartners. And then we will hear from our 8th grade OWL teachers. Let us begin.
Okay, so in order to celebrate, we got a special Wonder Box for you guys, but I can't open it by myself. It's stuck. So Lindsay's gonna help me open it, okay?
Ready? All right, everyone stand up. Ryan needs a lot of help with this one. It's a really special one. So everyone stand up. Okay, ready? Let's do some spins. Let's spin, and maybe we can spin the top off. Ready? Spin, 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 spin. Spin, 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 spin. Okay, Mariah, did it spin it enough?
No, I think we need to do a jump or two.
All right, let's do some jumps. Brian needs a lot of help getting this one open, you guys.
Oh, it's open! Good job, guys! Uh-oh, but I can't. It doesn't want to come out. It's stuck.
Stuck in there. Okay, Mariah needs more help. Let's do some shakes. Let's shake, let's shake, let's shake. A lot of times, we're going to shake that object out. We got to see what's in there. Shake, 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 shake. And lift your arms up. Ah!
Yay!
Good job, everyone.
Good job, guys! It's a caterpillar. All right, and there's something really special about caterpillars. Caterpillars transform into something totally different, but this caterpillar needs your help, okay? When a caterpillar transforms, they roll up into a little cocoon. So I need everybody to get really small and make yourself into a cocoon, okay? Make yourself into a teeny, teeny, tiny little cocoon. All right, now slowly, everybody start stretching up. Slow, 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 stretch up. Reach up to your ceiling, stretch as high as you can. Oh, he's almost ready. He's almost ready. Oh, he turned into a butterfly. Good job, guys. You helped him so much. All right. So now you guys are all butterflies. So flap your wings. Yay! As you guys get older, you'll go through a lot of different changes and a lot of transformations, just like our caterpillar turned into a butterfly. It's a huge change, but it's beautiful. It's a good thing. So change can be hard sometimes, but it can also be very beautiful, just like this butterfly. And we can't wait to see all of you guys grow into beautiful butterflies as you get older and you move through life and go through your K-5 graduation. So congratulations to all our K-5 graduates, turning into beautiful butterflies.
Yay!
Yay! Good job, guys.
Big cheers to the kids, kindergartners.
Yay! So congratulations to Roz and all of our other K-5 graduates.
Ever since my first day facilitating this class, I've been so excited for each chance to continue through the program with all of you. Even during the most uncomfortable lessons, you all gave a fantastic amount of support to the conversation, bringing up very thoughtful and poignant points. Each of you contributed in your own personal and positive ways, creating an experiential kaleidoscope that I felt truly raised it all to another level. I'm looking forward to connecting with each of you at church in the future. And P.S., hopefully at a future lock-in, we can try out some of the new experiences for Oculus Quest VR.
I'm Lorinda Flores, and I'd like to start with a quote that I really enjoy. It's by William Shakespeare. He says, "We know what we are, but know not what we may be." One thing I really love about OWL class is watching how week by week you each begin to crystallize who you are today as 8th graders. And then watching you become comfortable with that fact that, with the fact that who you are right now compared to what you'll be next week or next month or even next year is a mystery. And as UU members, you'll always be challenged to envision what you deeply, truly want to be like in the future, and then work towards that. To take all that you've learned here and tap into that when you're faced with challenges of any kind. I want to wish you the very, very best as you move forward, and to always remember that you're allowed to make mistakes, you're allowed to ask for takebacks, and you are allowed to grow at your own pace. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Beth Monholland. This is my 3rd time facilitating OWL, and every time I always think there's no way I could have better memories than I had last year. But I have so many wonderful memories from this group, even with the shortened time that we had together. From the fun we had at the lock-in, to your awkward concerns about the sizes of your feet, to how respectful you were during our guest panel. But my favorite moment that I want to thank all of you 8th graders for was during our session for body image, how deeply you all were able to make connections to your own values, your understanding of cultural influences and your own family's influences on how you think of body image, how that shapes who you are. And then when Jake said so brilliantly that he could see that capitalism is really the root of all that's wrong with the world, and how if we could just stop selling things to people, we could make the world better. And that moment was a lightning bolt reminder for me that as Unitarian Universalists, in so much that we do, and particularly in our work in OWL, we are helping to make a better future. And you 8th graders this year have brought that home to me in a beautiful, wonderful way, and I thank you for it.
My name is Katie Medkey Hall, and I haven't seen you guys in a while. I taught only in the first semester, so I could go back to school full-time myself. So, this has all been really strange. One thing that I find with every group that I facilitate through the OWL curriculum is that I feel like the group that I'm with is my favorite group every time. I've collected now many favorites and find that there is something special about each and every one of the youth in our congregation. This year is unique in that we are experiencing this new way of life, separate while together. Together while separate, we're all figuring out how to do this thing that none of us have done before. I learn as much from you, if not more, than what you learn from me in our courses together, and I appreciate that. I'm really looking forward to getting to know you better as you engage with the youth group in the coming years. This year is my first year working with the youth group as a service trip chaperone, so I really hope that I get some of you on my trips in the years to come. Thank you so much.
Hello, OWL group. It's Mrs. Eckert here, and I'm so sad that I didn't get to spend as much time with you as some of the other teachers because I was scheduled with Jeremy to do mostly second semester. But I have intel on you that they don't know about, because I have the favorites list that you made out at the beginning of the class. And so this has given me some insight as to who you are and what you like to do, as well as getting you to know in class. So I'm going to talk to each one of you. We'll start with Max. I understand you like to fish, Max. I think that fishing is one of your most favorite things in the whole world. Well, fishing is a great time for contemplation, whether you're in a boat or whether you're casting from the shore. In class, you show good insight and you're really funny. And so while you're in the water doing your fishing, I want you to think deep thoughts and consider the big questions of life, in addition to thinking about how much you're just going to enjoy that tasty walleye that you catch. Nora, you are very mature, and we have learned that you are a good dancer. And on your seat, you said that you collect knowledge. Well, I think that's awesome that you collect knowledge. And I want you to grow that connection of knowledge so well that you can dance your way into whatever wonderful future you desire. Jake, what's up, Doc? Because Bugs Bunny is your favorite cartoon character, and who doesn't love Bugs Bunny? And I really like your hats. I think you have such a presence of character to wear the hats. And in class this year, you've been such a good contributor to our conversations. And I just want you to encourage you to continue to be yourself and do whatever you want to do and be silly and be whoever you choose to be, and you will go very far. Ayla. Now, I love your name. And the first time I heard the name Ayla was when I read the book Clan of the Cave Bear, long time ago. But it's a good book and you might want to read it. But the main character, Ayla, is a very strong and powerful and athletic woman who starts out downtrodden in her tribe, but yet she eventually comes to save her clan. And I see that you have those traits too. You are very athletic, you're very strong, you're very powerful, and you can do anything you want if you wish to. Matthew, there is a saying that still waters run deep, and I think this applies to you. In class, you weren't the first one to speak up, but when you did, it was really a good observation that you had, and it was something important to the point. And we appreciate that. And it's so great that you do forensics. I was so hoping that at our party that you would do a piece for us from your forensics. What you have to say is really good, and don't be shy about saying it. Hala, I'm your fan. I know you can do it. Yes, you can. Go, Hala! You are a cheerleader, and when you walk into the room, you cheer all of us up. And I want to know that not only do you cheer those around you, but we want to cheer you too. And keep being a cheerleader for your whole life, and you will go far, and people will love you. Last but not least is Indy. And Indy, you are so brave. Here you are the new kid. You just moved into town, you don't know anybody, and your mom throws you into owl class. How awkward is that? Well, not only have you survived owl class, but you have thrived, and you've showed us that you can handle this class, you can fit in, and you have those skills, and those skills will help you when you go to high school next year. So even though I didn't get to know you as well as I would have liked individually, and that we missed so much fun stuff that I won't even talk about because the whole congregation is listening and we I hope that maybe we can do a lock-in or something and catch up with some of this stuff and maybe have some fun times. But I also hope that I'll see each and every one of you in YRUU next year. And please feel free to come up to me, to come up to any of us in coffee hour, and to say what's going on with your life. How are you doing in high school? You know, what new hobbies do you have? You know, how is forensics going? Are you still cheerleading in high school? How is dance going? All of those things. And most important, the most important lesson with COVID, but it's also applied to OWL, is be safe.
Yay. Our volunteers are the backbone of all we do in religious education. Without the many people who make the time to share their energy and love with our children, we would not exist. I am in awe of the love and support this community shows to one another. Thank you again for your commitment to each other. This year, so many of you have given of yourselves, and we are all deeply grateful. I invite and encourage everyone to volunteer in RE by signing up today. Help us continue our legacy of supporting our young people as they grow and learn. Please join us in religious education. You'll be glad you did. We now celebrate our RE volunteers with song and images.
For
Throughout the years, and particularly this spring in RE, our seniors have been a highlight of our church community. The Hearts on Fire program invites our seniors into discernment with special classes facilitated by Deb Salas, Reverend Jennifer, Reverend Dina, and myself to help them prepare a statement of belief, a credo, to share with all of you. It is my joy now to share those seniors expressing their truth. It's credo time.
What do I believe in? Is the question I'm called to answer. All of my time as an attendee of this church, from when I was baby Jesus in the holiday pageant to now, has led up to me answering this question virtually in front of all of you as a part of me being a senior and graduating from RE. Of course, there are some things I know I can believe in, such as how my body doesn't produce enough serotonin, or how no matter what, other people behave in ways I just can't understand. That is because of the fact that I'm neurodivergent in many ways. Because of this, I have a complex, convoluted relationship with my thoughts and feelings, resulting in this question being very hard to complete. For example, my autism spectrum disorder makes me have issues in completing free-form tasks such as this one, where I can take things in any way I'd like. I'll talk more about my conditions when they become relevant in this speech. Although some family members seem to think that nobody else really cares about my conditions, they shape how I see the world and act. Church has always been a part of my life, a network of supporting people. Rain or shine, whether I wanted to or not, I attended RE every week, every year since I've been gone here. I've grown quite attached to teachers, assistants, and the like. I don't think I've ever gone a month without setting foot into the church building, at least before all of this. I've had church members babysit me since I've been young, and I've at minimum spoken to most of the people that have been here as long as me, something I can't say about most other places like my school. You all are a family to me, one I've known for most of my life, people I've regularly seen as long as I can remember. I've wrapped presents, filled up bags of food, helped pour concrete for a driveway, and more with the members of this church, and that's helped me immensely. It was at church that I learned the bulk of my social skills, things that come naturally to most but never came to me, leaving me to learn them through experience and trial and error. Because of this, the church community has been one of my main influences in terms of how I act, respond to others, and as a social behaviors. Because of this, I wish to thank you all quickly for aiding me with learning social skills. Another way you all help me out is by being a group of people I feel free to be myself with. An example of this was how church was the first place I started using my preferred name and pronouns well before I began anywhere outside of the church. Another example of the mutual bond I have with you all is that you are the only non-immediate family members to try to contact me while I was in the hospital for Christmas, which is a gesture I appreciate greatly. Back to my beliefs. The honest response at present is a simple, I'm not sure yet. My beliefs have been in constant state of flux throughout most of my life, changing as I age. I understand myself more and as I get additional diagnoses. I started out being atheist, but within the past few years, I've changed to more polytheistic beliefs. I'm currently beginning to look into pagan beliefs more, although I can't claim to have figured anything out in terms of my belief structure. At least, I can say there's a few things I believe in for certain. That things will change, to keep going until they change again, and helping out others along the way.
For most of my life, my family and I never had a commitment to any one religion. Both of my parents grew up in Christian households, and most of my extended family is still Christian. I've grown up around those beliefs, but I've never fully identified with them. I've never really believed in a big white man in the sky, but I know I believe in something. As I grew up, I spent a lot of time in nature. We live near the seminary woods and the lake, and I spent countless hours of my childhood gardening with my mom, making mud pies, canoeing, going to botanical gardens, catching and releasing fish, spending time at the lake, climbing trees, and taking lots of walks in the woods. I've had a lot of opportunities to travel as well, which I'm extremely grateful for. And every time that I do, I find the most peace and the most memories in nature. From hiking up a mountain in Greece or Scotland, to rafting on a river in Colorado or Alaska, to watching starfish scuttle across the seafloor in Samos, to watching grain wave in the wind in England. Nature is where my heart is happy. I feel so at home there that I'm planning on going into environmental science. I found that spending time in nature is one of the most spiritual experiences for me. Connecting with the earth is powerful beyond words, and those experiences were the beginning of my spiritual journey. While growing up, I was very shy. I barely even talked to my aunts and uncles at Christmas. As I grew and made friends, I opened up a lot and started showing my silly self. But when I decided to go to a school far from home without any of my close friends, some of my old shy self came back. I ate lunch alone on the first day of school. The next day, I sat with some older kids I had known for pretty much my whole life. They let me sit with them, but didn't talk to me much, and I for sure was not going to talk to them. I kept silently moving down the table and farther away from the people I used to know. During this time, I decided to try going to youth group here. To my surprise, about half of the people sitting on the couches downstairs as I walked in were the same people who sat at that lunch table. Needless to say, I was uncomfortable. I was terrified of embarrassing myself in front of those older kids who I already thought judged me every day. I didn't go back to youth group for 2 years. At school, I eventually moved all the way to the end of the table. One day, I happened to wear a Beatles shirt, and one of the upperclassmen at the table on the other side of me noticed and said, "Hey, do you like the Beatles too?" And we started talking about how both of our dads are utterly obsessed with the band. That day, I came home so excited, talking my mom's ear off about my new friends. From that point on, I sat with that group and we became friends. The next semester, a girl I knew from a couple of my classes switched lunch hours and started to sit at our table. That girl is now my best friend. I finally had a place to belong, with people who accept me. I continued to grow and learn how to be comfortable with myself. Through things like First Aid Summer Academy, youth group, and last year's service trip, I gained confidence and realized that just being myself is good enough. In my first years of high school, I kept a journal almost every day on my phone. Whenever people would wave to me or say hi in the hallways or just any positive interaction I had, I would write it down. Sometime in junior year, I realized I wasn't writing very much in it anymore. Recently, I realized why. I didn't need to. I had found places where I belonged and true friends who let me be myself. I've become the people I always looked up to. On the Wednesday before quarantine, I went on a theater field trip to the Rep. None of my really good friends were going, but I had finally gotten a part in the spring play, and most of the cast was going. I was a little late to the bus and was worried I wouldn't have anyone to sit by. Fortunately, a freshman in the play was sitting alone, so I asked if I could sit with her, and we rode together to and from the play. Later in rehearsal, she said to me before a scene, "Hey, thanks for sitting next to me on the bus." I responded with something like, "Oh, no problem." But inside, I was so happy and touched. I had done the same thing that the upperclassmen who asked about my Beatles shirt did. I made someone feel not so alone, feel seen. That full circle experience is what I believe everything is all about. Many people helped me grow so that I could pass on the same kindness, whether I knew I was doing so or not. I believe there's a connection between everyone and everything. Me becoming the people I looked up to and helping someone feel special, that is the kind of thing I have to believe is fate. That is what God is to me. I believe everything is eternally linked, perfectly intertwined, and because of that, everyone and everything deserves love and kindness above all. And that is what I hope to continue to bring to the world. I want to make other people's lives better. I want to be the reason someone smiles. I want to make people feel comfortable in their own skin. I want to encourage others to live life to the fullest, whatever that is for them. I know what it's like to want to do something, but just be so worried about others' thoughts that you can't. So I want to keep working on my own confidence while helping others in the same way. In each of these experiences and places, at church, at First Stage, in nature, with my friends, I felt so connected, present, and accepted. And that is God to me. Smiles, kindness, community, nature, connections. Those are what nurtures my spirit.
As one of my dear Unitarian Universalist friends, Bart Frost, said, "You weren't born into Unitarian Universalism, but you were a homegrown Unitarian Universalist." My name is Lona Walker, and this is the story of my journey from homegrown Unitarian Universalism to rooted, personalized Unitarian Universalism. In the summer of my freshman year, I attended Thrive, a camp for Unitarian Universalists of color. There, unbeknownst to me, I would start my spiritual journey. I learned about my Unitarian Universalist heritage as a youth of color, but also other forms of spiritual practices and sources coming from sources of color. I felt the most nourished and fulfilled by the African-based ancestral practice. At the time, I went, "Ooh, that felt good," and went on with my life. Time went by, and I wasn't getting the spiritual sustenance I needed because there wasn't really anyone in my life who encouraged me to find spiritual practices or sources to fill my heart and soul. I was lost in a beautiful religion. That is, until I was called into leadership. This was when Unitarian Universalism brought me the spiritual sustenance I needed, but also disappointed and brought me and other Unitarian Universalists of color generational pain that has been brought through time and untold stories that are just too similar. This was when my internal conflict began. How could a religion that brought me such great spiritual sustenance also fail me at the same time? I was angry and slowly feeling like Unitarian Universalism wasn't for me. So I sat back and meditated on what I really wanted and needed. In those many months of meditation, I came to two realizations. The first was that my ancestors are my God, my source of strength, and my wisdom. All those years ago at Thrive, I had missed what was supposed to be a spiritual journey and awakening at Thrive. I've come to the belief that my ancestors had me in their mind's eye even before my parents did. What gives me strength is knowing that my ancestors' hopes and dreams sit with me. The second was that as much as Unitarian Universalism has failed me, I need it, and so will other marginalized youth. Octavia Butler once sagely said, "God is change." And if we are the liberal religion we claim to be, then we have to recognize this and make the change that is so needed. In truth, I came to 3 realizations. The third realization was that it had happened. I had been called to ministry. As much as I love to be able to give myself spiritual sustenance, I also want and dream to be able to give others a spiritual sustenance they so greatly deserve and need. One of my favorite quotes that's been sticking to me lately from Adelaide and Proctor is, "Dreams grow holy when put into action." I hope one day to be able to make my dreams grow holy like this congregation has taught me to do. Thank you for the time, talent, and songs that will send me on my journey to the future.
Thank you, seniors, for your insight, your truth speaking, and courage. We will miss you. Please come back frequently and visit us all. Ours is an embodied faith through which the sacred finds voice in our spoken words and our acts in the world through our hands. The practice of laying on hands in circles of healing and blessing reminds us we are not alone. We are accompanied on our journeys by circles of communities. And so though we cannot be present with one another today physically, we are still present, still together on this journey. We still have hands and spirits and the willingness to bless our graduates. I invite now our graduates and their families into a space of community and witness as we bless these young people from our homes with our hands and our spirits. Anne, Alona, and Lucy, we bless you on your journey. We invite you now to receive our blessing and to be held in trust by all those present. Ground yourselves, breathe deeply as you receive this energy. You are accompanied most closely by your family. I ask your parents, siblings, and others in your family now to lay their hands upon your shoulders. We hold in our hearts other beloved family members, not able to be with you today, yet still present in spirit. I invite those who have served these young people over the years, their teachers and advisors, mentors, now hold out your hand in preparation to bless these people. Next, I invite all of you, excuse me, who are friends to these seniors. Raise your hand and send forth your energy, joining their family and teachers, connecting your energy to theirs for this blessing. Lucy, Alona, Anne, you are also accompanied by this beloved congregation, all of whom wish the very, very best for you in life. I ask all in the congregation to now raise their hands, body, or spirit. Graduates, you have the trust and the support of people reaching out to you, sending you energy of our hands and hearts. With the help of all of us, we send this blessing to you, the energy of love for each of you. Let us feel the connections that bind us one to another in gratitude for the cycles of life and the circles of community. as you receive this energy that is being sent from hands and hearts all around the city. Know that you are held. Know that you are loved. This community is here for you now and always. You were raised in a free faith with a big heart, Unitarian Universalism. You carry this gift of freedom with you wherever you go. You also carry its love, our love. Remember, there's always a place in the world for you to be held and for you to be loved. Breathe deeply. Know that this blessing will always be with you. Blessed be. For our closing today, I'm thrilled to introduce a song created during our Hymns for the Future program, offered this spring by Ann Heaton and generously funded by the Thaney Youth Art Fund. This is the debut of the song, Kindness is Unstoppable. This song is a collaborative work created by our young people, facilitated by Ann Heaton, and masterfully put together by our own Tristan Strelitzer. I cannot think of a better message to close our RE Sunday on, our celebration of our young people in this congregation. Be well, friends.
Say what I want. I am treated fair.